Perfect. There you go. Thank you, bro. So the person that I'm going to introduce right now is an absolute winner. And let me go ahead and look for him, make sure that I make him co-host so he's able to share his screen and do whatever he's got to do. Yes, there you go. So this guy's an absolute stud, building an incredible business. I don't know how he does it, man. He's a married man. He's a family man. He runs his real estate business and he's crushing it in real estate. And he's also crushing it in Powur. He's building one of the fastest growing teams in the entire company. His team is closing a whole bunch of sales. He's an incredible trainer. The guy is sharp as they come. He's an incredible leader. Help me welcome Mr. Zachary Bach. Are you there, my friend?
Good morning, JC. How are you?
Incredible. I just realized I had my camera off the whole time, but doesn't matter.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. You can hide in the dark today.
There you go.
Well, hey, good morning, everybody. I've a lot of you have seen me before. Definitely gonna attempt to always provide some value today. Gonna change it up a little bit because one of the biggest questions that I've gotten over the years of running multiple teams, people always want to know leads, and I'm gonna help y'all get some strategies for that, because I can sit here and hoo rah cheerlead for every single one of you and tell you how great you are. But at the end of the day, it's about implementing those strategies, right? It's about taking it to the next level. And so I'm going to give a little bit of background on myself. I'll get through that relatively quickly. I realize that not very many people know anything about me, and they really don't know where I came from or any of that. So I'm going to share that with you all today, so you can kind of understand a little bit more about who I am. You guys see my screen okay? All right, cool. All right, so I put this picture up. I was thinking about using my headshot, kind of just deciding, okay, what picture do I want to put? And I decided to put this one that I made for a couple of my YouTube videos for thumbnails. And the notepad, for those that can't read it on your phone, it says work more. Oftentimes we call ourselves full-time, right? I run into this with real estate agents. I run into this with solar pros. I say, are you full-time? And they say, yeah. I said, what's your daily schedule look like? And they say, well, and that's the response usually. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that I think people make when they say that they want to become an entrepreneur. They say they want to become a business owner, is they have no idea how to actually create a daily schedule. And I covered that last time, so I'm not going to go over in depth on creating your morning schedule. If you guys want to watch that video from a couple months ago that I did with JC. But one of the biggest things that I've learned is, and I had this written on a notepad, was I wrote it across the top in big bold letters from a real estate conference that I went to. And it just said, leads solve all problems, right? That's what I wrote across. And what I found in talking to our sales reps and talking to our real estate agents and talking to our solar pros is that most of them say they need leads, but most of them are also not taking any activities daily to generate leads. And let me ask everybody a question here. If your family member got solar without you, right? You found out a couple weeks later that they went ahead and got an install. You had told them that you were in solar, and they went ahead and they didn't contact you because they went with that person that knocked on their front door. Would you be aggravated with your family member? You'd be pretty annoyed with your family member that they knew you were in solar, right? They knew. They've seen your Facebook posts. You called them 6 months ago. Whose fault is it, though, that they decided to go solar without you? Right? Xavier just pointed at himself. It's our fault. It's our fault for not treating our sphere of influence like clients. It's our fault for not working properly within our sphere. When I got married, one of my groomsmen, he said, when I first met Zach, he would talk about three things: real estate, guns, and cars. And then after I met my now wife, I added a fourth thing. That was Ivy to that list. But real estate was always first. Now it's real estate, solar, cars, guns, and Ivies, and my kids, right? And so I'm going to talk to you guys about some lead gen strategies. So first and foremost, what are we going to go over today? Who the hell am I? I'm going to talk about getting off the X, taking action versus reaction, and then we're going to get into some lead generation methods. All right, so who am I? I used to sell cars. Spent 6 years selling cars, sold about $21 million in cars. My real estate team combined has probably sold about $350 million. I actually don't really track the numbers of my team. Those are their numbers. I let them have their wins, but I think we're somewhere between about $350 and $400 million in sales. So I went on the low end. I sold $2.3 million in computers. I thought that was important because I worked at Best Buy. I worked at Best Buy in a computer repair shop. So those are individual systems that I sold at, $1,000 to $1,500 a piece. I was a prior federal law enforcement officer / agent. I was a U.S. Air Force vet. I'm a firearms instructor, and then I am an Eagle Scout as well. So a little background on myself that some people might not realize. I've sold a lot of crap is really what it comes down to. When I was a law enforcement officer, that was sales. Getting people to talk to me, getting people that necessarily didn't want to talk to me, that's sales. Everything in life is sales. And so I want to talk about getting off the X and finding your true north. So oftentimes we say, your why. What is your why? What is your why? What is your why? And we hear that time and time and time and time again. But people, you need to know what your why is, but you need to understand that your why can also change. I don't like calling it your why. I call it your true north. It's the thing that's going to keep you on that true north heading. It's that thing that's going to remind you, hey, I need to stay on course. Sometimes you're going to veer. Sometimes you're going to come up against a mountain and you're going to say, okay, I got a compass around this mountain, right? I got to use the azimuth, figure out which direction to go and go around this mountain. But there's going to be something that's going to lead you back to your north. And you need to know what that thing is. And here's something that a lot of people feel guilty for this. It's okay if your why, if your true north is money. It's okay to say, I want to buy a Lamborghini. Save the world. Everybody should save the world, but it's okay if you want some cool stuff along the way, right? And so in my law enforcement training, we were taught get off the X. And what that means is that if a bad guy is going to shoot me, right, and he's got his gun out at me, I need to pull out my gun after they've pulled out their gun. But the problem is I'm in a reactionary state. And what I found is most people in life are in a reactionary state, and you're standing on an X, and that X is your comfort zone. And most people, when they get into entrepreneurship, when they get into sales, they refuse to get off that X. They refuse to actually take action in their life to push themselves out of their comfort zone. And what's going to happen is, quite frankly, you're going to get shot, right? The bad guy is going to shoot you, and the bad guy is life. The bad guy is your insecurities. And stepping outside of that comfort zone requires you to take massive action. In law enforcement, we call it an offline movement. If somebody's got their gun pointed at me, I'm going to step left, step right as I draw my gun, because now I am taking action against that adversary. So get off the X. I want everybody to imagine that it's World War II and you're in England, right? It's in the early 1940s and 1930s, and Germany is bombing London on a nightly basis. Every night, the air raid sirens are going off. I guarantee you right now, if the air raid sirens went off at your house and you knew what they meant, we're all in America, so we don't even know what those sound like. But if the air raid sirens went off, you would immediately grab your family and you would run to the nearest shelter. It wouldn't matter if it was 1 o'clock in the morning and you were dead asleep. You would wake up truly like your life depends on it. How many people hit their snooze button today? Right? How many people didn't make their bed this morning? How many people didn't get up with the vigor that you would expect yourself to get up if you truly want to be an entrepreneur and run your own business? One question that I ask everybody is, would you hire you? If you were the CEO of your own solar company and you knew your daily habits and you knew your daily actions and you knew that you were going to pay somebody a salary of $250,000 or more a year, would you hire you? And that's a good question to ask yourself, because oftentimes we lie to ourselves and we enable ourselves, because the person that lies to us the most in our life is ourselves. And we say, yeah, absolutely, I would hire me. But would you? Would you truly hire you? And if the answer to that is no, you need to figure out why and change your actions. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into some lead generation methods. Now, I picked 25 today to go over out of the 105 videos that I'm making about this. And so I will be making, it's on my YouTube channel. I sent it to JC, 105 ways to generate leads. So today we're going to go over 25 of those methods. And I kind of went random, just picked random ones off that list. It is for real estate agent and solar pros on that list. I tried to make ones that were a little bit more geared towards solar professionals, obviously, for this call. So number one thing, A to Z method in using the Ford model. By a show of hands, or drop it in the chat, how many people can honest to God say they went through their entire phone book in your phone, all 500 on average contacts you have in your phone, and called every single person and said that you were in solar when you first got started? Be honest. Put it in the chat, raise your hand. Even Bill's shaking his head that he didn't do it, right? Okay. Nobody does. Nobody does. I didn't do it when I got into real estate. Okay. And that's okay. Right? Here's the thing. If you truly did that, and we get this all the time, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. but I want internet leads. I want leads handed to me. I don't have time to call my sphere of influence. Well, guess what? Calling an internet lead takes just as much time. The difference is you're calling somebody that you don't have rapport with, right? And so I'm going to go through the A to Z method first, because I think this is the most important thing that you can do. And so the A to Z method is there's 52 weeks in the year. There's 26 letters of the alphabet. On week 1 of the year, you call all the A's in your phone. On week 2 of the year, you call all the B's in your phone. Week 3, C's, so on and so forth. What this means is you're going to contact every single person in your phone twice a year. Now, what is the conversation you have? Ramsey, I'm gonna pull you on this one to do a little role play. So if Ramsey and I had went to high school together, and we'll just play this one that Ramsey not selling solar. Ramsey is a manager of a Costco now. He used to be a cashier at a Costco, and I'm going to role play what the Ford model stands like. The Ford model stands for family, occupation, recreational activities, and dreams. Okay, this is an easy way to build rapport and have a conversation with somebody if you haven't talked to them in a long time. So I haven't talked to Ramsey in 6 years, right? So I'm going to ring.
Hello.
Ramsey, hey man, it's Zachary Bach. How are you, man?
Hey, Zach. Doing well, brother. How you been?
Good, man. Hey, long time no talk. I apologize, man. I've been a really terrible friend. We haven't talked in probably 5 or 6 years, man. I'm sorry for being a terrible friend.
No, man, dude, life happens, bro. It's good to hear from you.
Thank you. So pause. What I do right there, I made Ramsey say it's okay, because humans, unless they're narcissists, don't want other humans to feel bad. And so by me apologizing to Ramsey and saying, I'm so sorry, man, I've been a terrible friend, Ramsey's going to try to comfort me, right? And that's good, because now my client is telling me, hey, it's okay, Zach. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And he's more likely to open up to me because I'm showing vulnerability at that point. Men, it's okay to show vulnerability. Okay. So I'm going to show some vulnerability. All right, we'll continue now. Yeah, man. So how are things going? How are you? You know, I saw on Facebook, it looks like you got 2 kids now.
Yeah, 2 kids, 4 and 6 years old, man.
Man, have you had a chance to take them to Disney World yet? I know you're down there in Florida.
Yeah. We actually just went last weekend.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Now we just covered the F, family. Now, what is Ramsey inevitably going to ask me now? He's going to parrot this back and he say, how is your family? I'm going to tell him I got 3 kids, yada, yada, yada. So Ramsey, what are you doing for work now?
Dude, you wouldn't believe me if I told you I'm actually a skydiving instructor.
Man, last time we talked, you were a cashier at Costco. You're a skydiving instructor now?
Life is crazy, man.
No, did you start your own business?
I did.
Oh man, so how is that? How is it going? Are you pretty busy?
Oh, super busy, man. We're growing so fast. You got to come down here, man. You got to fly with us.
100%, man. 100%. I need to make it down like next weekend, it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. So pause. Inevitably, what is Ramsey going to ask me now? How is work going for me? Now, this is a great opportunity for me to say, hey, man, things are going great. I'm still selling real estate. I actually added solar. A lot of my clients, they were asking me about solar, so I decided to add that as well. Now, is this a chance to pitch Ramsey? No, do not pitch. That turns it into a sales call. Now, if Ramsey says right now, if I say, yeah, man, I got into solar, things have been going good. And he goes, really, man, solar has been crazy. Okay. Now he's opened the door a little bit, right? Is it okay to turn it into a little bit of a sales call if he opens the door? Yeah. Okay. At that point, it's okay. If he says, man, we've been thinking about getting solar on our house. Came on, Ramsey. Here we go. Right. But if he doesn't open that door, don't open it for him. You want this to be a friendly call with your sphere of influence. Okay. So thank you, Ramsey. So at that point, we would continue in R and D stands for recreational activities and dreams. At that point, I'm using those for rapport building. And I'm going to put the whatever he talks about, I'm going to put that into my CRM. Ramsey gave me a lot of information. I know that he's probably going to think about getting a bigger house, right? He's probably going to do some stuff like that. If his business is successful, it's going to grow. Maybe he needs commercial, maybe he needs things like that. And so there's a lot of information. Recreational activities. He might tell me, well, I'm getting into sailing. I'm doing this. Maybe his dream is to skydive over the Super Bowl or something like that. I'm going to put all of that into my CRM. So then when I call him in 6 months, what's the first things I'm going to talk about? His recreational activities and his dreams. That way I can dive right back into that rapport that we already built. Now, everybody on average has about 500 people on their phone. If you went through and you had that conversation with 500 people, are you going to tell me that you don't have a single lead? There's no way. There's absolutely no way. And then you can also talk to people like Ramsey, who sounds like an entrepreneur, started his own business. Sounds like a guy that maybe has a large clientele that comes to a commercial facility where you could put a flyer up and maybe get a lot of leads because he would become an ambassador. That's another conversation to have with him, right? All right. So that's the first lead gen method, is the A to Z method with your sphere of influence using the Ford model. Now, I know some people were feverishly taking notes. For those of you that didn't get all that, guess what? I have a YouTube video. So I have the Ford model on a YouTube video. You can watch it again, right? All right. So next thing, handwritten notes. Now, handwritten notes are so successful that there are companies out there making fake handwritten notes. Now, here's the crazy part. Do you think your friends and family know that it's computer generated? Yeah, they do. They do. Okay. They know that that's a fake handwritten note. This is something that I have seen people have absolutely massive success with. Now, who the hell do you write a handwritten note to? The answer is anybody and everybody you talk to. Of course, your friends and family. Hey, Ramsey, man, thanks for the talk today. I'm really glad that your business is thriving and things are going well for you. I hope you guys have, a great time at Disneyland next time. Hey, here's a couple of small trinkets that I picked up for your kids next time they go to Disneyland. Here's a couple of pins, right? Send that out in the mail to them. He's going to get that and open it up and be like, dang, this is awesome. Okay. Handwritten notes go a very, very, very long way. Now you can write handwritten notes for birthdays, for Christmas, of course, for major holidays, anything like that, for solarversaries, right? What the hell is a solarversary? That's the date they had their install, right? Or when PTO was. Hey, it's been a year since you had your solar system. I wanted to say thank you so much. Now I'm going to give you guys the best gift on the planet you can send to people. You ready for this? $1 scratchers. If you send out a $1 scratcher, which costs you $1, so you're at $1, what, 40? I don't know how much postage is right now. Under $2, you will net a ton of referrals from that. A $1 scratcher plays a psychological game. How many people have ever gotten a census thing in the mail? What does the government send out with a census? A crisp $1 bill, right? They send out a crisp $1 bill because they want you to respond, and they know that you're more likely to respond. That $1 scratcher has the ability for your clients to respond to you and to get more referrals from it. Okay. All right. Popeyes. What the heck is a Popeye? This is great for my door knockers on here. Okay. There's a lot of door knockers on here. Popeyes are a way to farm and provide something of value without asking for business. Okay. Without having to knock on somebody's door. What is it about to be? Okay. It's spring. So what happens in spring? People do spring cleaning. They also plant flowers. You could go to the Dollar Tree and buy, say your farm is 500 houses or 1,000 houses or whatever it may be. If you were to get a bunch of seed packets, right, and say, hey, it's springtime, wanted to drop off some seeds at your front door. These are this kind of flower. It's native to whatever, blah, 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 blah. This is great for beautification in the front. Want to make our community a little bit more beautiful, plant flowers in front of everybody's house. Here's a seed packet. Okay. Maybe you don't care about flowers. Spring cleaning. You could hand out, you can go to the Dollar Tree and buy all this kind of stuff. It's really, really cheap to do this kind of farming. Popeyes, the idea behind them is you're leaving something that's under $1 on somebody's front door. Of course, you'll put your business stuff on there, but the point of this is just to get your name out there. Name, face, brand recognition is the goal of this. How many people have gotten stuff thrown onto their front porch, be it by a landscaping company or by, whoever, another solar company. I love it when they knock on my front door. I wish I didn't have solar on my house because they'd knock on my door more and I could recruit them every time. But this kind of stuff, oftentimes all they're doing is throwing a business card. They're throwing a business card, and that business card goes from literally my driveway into my trash can on my driveway every single time. I don't even look at it, right? Now, if there was something of value on there or perceived value, I'm going to be much more likely to pick that thing up and look at it. Okay. All right. So moving on, coach a sports team. Now this could be a sports team. This could be Boy Scouts. This could be something at your local church. This could be if you are bilingual, this could be teaching English as a second language or teaching Spanish or whatever, coaching a sports team and more is the idea of this. But let's go with sports team in particular. If you decided to coach a youth soccer team or whatever, okay, I'm a firearms instructor. I'll teach, I'm an NRA range master for Boy Scouts. I'll teach at Boy Scouts. I'll do that kind of stuff. I'm a merit badge counselor. Well, I used to be. I haven't done it here in a while, but I was a merit badge counselor. And so that kind of stuff, the parents, especially with something like coaching soccer, coaching football, coaching basketball, those parents are with you the whole season. Now imagine that you sponsor the end of your party. Now my son plays soccer. I am terrible at soccer, but I'm really good at sponsoring the team. So I sponsor the end of your party and I sponsor all the stuff that the team needs. Well, guess whose branding goes on everything for the team? Guess when I show up to the soccer games and I put my big ass tent up and it says real estate and solar all over my tent, right? Oh, you want some shade? Cool. Senator Zachary Bach, real estate and solar. Right. And so sponsoring a team and sponsoring the end of your party. Now, here's one thing where I see people mess up all the time. They sponsor the team and then they become a secret agent. They don't ask the parents for business. Okay. It's okay to ask. And this is how I ask so it doesn't feel awkward. As the parents come up, they're like, hey man, thank you so much for paying for the party and doing all this. And I say, hey, listen, as a real estate agent, on somebody that does solar, my community really provides for me, and they take care of me and my family, because this is how I pay my bills. This is how I feed my kids. And so I really appreciate you guys being local community members, supporting my business. And so this is just one small way for me to give back. Okay. That comes across as genuine because I mean it, right? I'm not going to be like, hey, yeah, I sponsored it, so give me business, right? Don't do that. Be genuine about it. Being genuine truly does matter. All right. Business cards. How many people on here refuse to buy business cards? I need to open the chat. Even though I'm like a squirrel with the chat. How many people refuse to buy business cards because they've been told that it's outdated and that nobody cares about business cards, right? Okay. Whoever says that is wrong. I tell you that right now. To get a story. There was a guy, local real estate agent, sold 50 houses his first year in business. How did he do it? He handed out 25 business cards a day at his local gas stations, at the grocery store, at wherever. He would not go home until he had 25 conversations. Okay, story time. I met a couple at an open house, and they 2 years later, I get a phone call, and they said, hey, Zach, this is Stephanie and David. And of course I was like, who? It was 2 years later. And I didn't say that. I go, hey, Stephanie, how are you? She goes, yeah, we met you at a house open house a couple years ago. We're ready to buy a house now. And I said, oh, cool. Awesome. Got him set up with financing, went and showed him houses, had no idea who they were. Didn't remember at all. But of course I didn't tell them that. And so I ended up selling them a house. The script that I use when I hand people business cards is this. Is I say, hey, Ramsey, it's so good to meet you, man. Here's a couple of my business cards. One of these is for your wallet. Okay, so go ahead and put that one in your wallet. And then the other one of these is for your junk drawer in your kitchen. Because if you throw it in your junk drawer, you're probably going to forget what my name is, but you're always going to remember where this business card is. Because everybody remember, hey, that real estate agent, that solar guy's business card is in the junk drawer in our kitchen, right? 2 years later, hey, Zach, yeah, we did what you told us to do. We put it in our junk drawer and we remembered exactly where it was. There's absolutely no reason to not carry 25 to 30 business cards with you at all time. There's no reason that every time that you leave a restaurant, of course, if you're a shitty tipper, don't do this. But definitely, definitely make sure that you leave business cards when you're tipping at Starbucks, when you buy other people's coffee. I'll slide them in the credit card thing at the gas pump. I'll put a business card in it. So when they go to get gas, they have to pull my business card out. Do those end up in the trash? Yeah, probably. But here's the thing. Brand, face, name, recognition, right? My local area, if they're always seeing it, that's what it's about. I have a QR code, Christy, on the back of mine right there that goes to my stuff. Yeah, so I have QR codes on there so people that are really tech savvy can scan my crap and then throw my business card away. But I'm just going to give them another one next time that they see me anyway. All right, so business cards. I think I taught that to death. Network with affiliates. Okay, this is if you're not doing this at Powur, I'm very surprised. This is a great way, obviously, to talk to people that are roofing contractors, real estate agents, attorneys, BNIs, right? Now, what's the problem with a BNI sometimes? If you're brand new to solar, are they going to let you in a BNI? Probably not, right? You gotta show proof of business sometimes. Now, here's the thing. Could you start your own BNI? Could I start an informal BNI? Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay. All you need to do is network with business owners, with affiliates, people that have the ability. Hey, print shop. I'm going to print a lot of stuff with you guys. Would you mind also? Do you want to also be an ambassador? You can make $1,000. I'll throw your marketing on my stuff if you give me a discount as well. Talking to local business owners is absolutely key, because local business owners, they have their own clients. They have their own sphere of influence, and you've got to expand your sphere of influence while using other people's sphere of influences. Okay. There's so many affiliates that you guys can use. Anybody and everybody can be an affiliate. I'm gonna dive in on that one just a little bit more. Also, ask those people, and if anybody that paid attention to the Jeremy Miner training, he said, be a problem finder, not a problem solver, right? Be a problem finder. Hey, local business owner. I'm not saying, and don't word it this way, but this is what you're getting across. Your marketing sucks. I'm really good at marketing. Can I help you with your marketing? Right? Hey, I noticed you don't have a YouTube video featuring your business. I make a lot of YouTube videos. Can I make a video talking about your business? Network with them and provide value for their business, right? Give, ask. Give value first. Find the problem and help them solve it. And then ask for business eventually. Set up that business networking event. Connect to business owners who can help each other. Okay. All right, meetup events. There is a website. It's a meetup website. There's also Facebook meetup events. This is very, very good for people that say, I don't have a sphere of influence. First of all, bullshit, you do. Second of all, okay, figure it out. When I first got into real estate, I got out of the military and I moved to an area that I did not know anybody. The only people I knew were real estate agents. And I wasn't going to sell another real estate agent a house. I tried. And so I had to build a sphere of influence. Well, an easy way to do that is going to meetup events. Now, what's the beautiful part about a meetup event? Okay, it's probably something that you're interested in, right? Don't go to a basket weaving meetup event if you don't care about basket weaving. So if you go to something that you care about, chances are you're going to meet what? Like-minded people, which is going to be easier to build rapport. Okay. If you're a Republican and you go to a meetup with a whole bunch of Democrats, you're probably not going to get along with those people. Okay. And you need to make sure that you're spending time with like-minded people that have similar interests. Now, is it okay to expand your interests? Of course, but don't go do something that you're going to hate. And so it's a great, great way to meet local people, expand that sphere of influence, and get in front of people without having to knock on their front door. Nobody wants to door knock. But it's a whole lot easier when I look at somebody and they say, well, tell me about what you do for a living. That's a lot easier than, is your electric bill too high? A lot easier when people ask you about your business, and that's the point of a meetup event. Okay, I put drawing for an iPad. It can be drawing for a whatever, right? Now check local laws, blah, 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 all that jazz. Okay, disclaimer. But doing a drawing at a community event, doing a drawing for charity, right? A raffle of some kind. Now, this is the cool part about this is on Mondays, every once in a while on a Monday, we have Merchant Mondays on one of our local talk groups. And I'll go to a local business. And what I do is I buy a gift card at that local business. I think last time I did a local coffee shop. Went and bought a $50 gift card. And I put on there and I said, hey, listen, I don't have anything cool. I'm a real estate agent. I really can't give anything away as a real estate agent, solar pro, here's a free solar proposal. And so I went to a local coffee shop, got a $50 gift card, and I promoted that other local coffee shop. And I said, to be eligible for this drawing, you have to, 1, go like the page of that coffee shop, 2, like my page on Facebook, and 3, then guess a number. Of course, I verified the people, made sure that they liked the pages. But that was a great way. And that had in my local talk group hundreds of responses because everybody wants to win something, right? So doing drawings for goods, for services, supporting other local businesses is a great way to get people to like your business page that are local to you. Okay, laundromats. Why would I put laundromat on here? Okay, laundromats, you have a captive audience. You have a captive audience who are going to sit there for an hour and a half while they're doing laundry. So they can't escape you talking to them. No, here's the thing with laundromats. There's a lot of people, and this one is more specific to recruiting. This is a crazy way. Okay. But a lot of people in laundromats, they want something new in their life. They're there. They want to get out. And the other part of a laundromat is this is oftentimes local people. If you're in an area where laundromats are a common thing, this is a great way to meet more local people, to just simply have conversations. And so this is also a great place to advertise. There's always a board inside of a laundromat. Laundromat owners are usually people that are a little bit more, they're entrepreneurs at the end of the day. It's really what they are. This is a great spot to go ask that laundromat owner, hey, are you willing to be an ambassador for me? Great place to advertise because I'm going to say that 95% of the people coming into a laundromat are local to your local area. You don't get a lot of out-of-towners going to laundromats. And so great spot to advertise. All right, door hangers. This is a given. This goes right along with door knocking. But doing door hangers, obviously make sure it's of value. I'm a huge fan of working with nonprofits and working with other local businesses with door hangers. I'm really not going to door hang and say, hey, here's solar, here's real estate. I'm going to door hang for other events with my branding and marketing on it. For example, if I know a big car show is coming up, I might print flyers about that car show and then put some of my branding and marketing on there and go door hanging with that. Why am I going to do that? Because then I'm networking with the people that are setting up the car show, which are usually local business owners. And then I'm also getting my name out there for something other than real estate and solar. Nobody wants to talk to us. I hate to break that to you guys. Nobody wants to talk to us as salespeople. Nobody likes salespeople. End of dot, period of story. They need to know something about you other than the fact that you're a salesperson. Okay. Everybody on here probably knows Ramsey. He's the wedding singer. right? Everybody probably knows that about him. That's what he was first. People want to identify with you for something other than sales, other than being a business owner. And so that's huge. Okay. You can, of course, can do door hangers. One of the biggest things with door hangers that I'll say is if you're going to geographically farm, expect it to take time. Everybody wants the low hanging fruit. They're like, oh man, I want that. I want to knock on somebody's door, get a bill and sign them the next day. All right, cool. Yeah. All of us want a golden nugget, right? It takes time. I've seen people where they've worked farms for 10 years, where their farm now is 5,000 to 10,000 houses. And that's all they do is door knock the farm, hold garage sales, and really work with their local community. If you're going to do something like door hangers, commit to a long-term approach, because that's what most people don't do. They do it one time. They're like, I didn't get any phone calls. Yeah. You and the other 97 solar people that left freaking door hangers didn't get phone calls. I wonder why, because they don't know you. Right. All right. So pies. This was one of my favorite lead generation methods. And this is for people with past clients. Now, what the hell do you do if you don't have past clients? Do it with your friends and family. Do it with your top people. Now, this one is not free, but how much is a Costco pie, a pumpkin pie at Costco, right? It's like $5, $5 or $6. And those pies are huge. They're gigantic. So this was a real estate agent that did this one. She went to her 100, I think it was 100 past clients. She bought 100 Costco pies in at $500, $600, whatever with tax. And she went to all of her clients and she printed a flyer. She said, this is right before Thanksgiving. She said, happy Thanksgiving, yada, yada, yada. Here's a pie. If you know of somebody else looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, and you can whip up a referral, I will drop off a can of whipped cream. So she went and she spent however much money also on the whipped cream cans. How many referrals do y'all think that she got from that campaign? 21. 21 real estate referrals from that campaign, right? So she made probably close to $200,000 in commissions off of maybe $800 worth of crap and a little bit of time. So this is a huge one. Doing pies at Thanksgiving. Is it ridiculous? Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, that's a ridiculous thing. Oh, whip up a can. If you can whip up a referral or whip up a can of whipped cream, that's ridiculous. But that stuff works. Okay, it absolutely works. And it also shows your past clients, hey, I haven't forgotten about you. Hey, I haven't forgotten about you. Because I'll tell you right now, every single one of your past clients knows people looking to go solar. If you're brand new, your friends and family know, but you got to ask for the business. Okay. The pies are huge. They're absolutely huge. There's going to be maybe 2 people out of the 100 people on this call that will implement the pie thing. Those 2 people, let me know after Thanksgiving how it works. Coupons at local businesses. This one is hard for us in the solar industry because what can we offer? Yeah, we can offer a $500 rebate. We can offer stuff like that. You can offer the ambassador. So coupons are huge. What I recommend is, I'm going to always go back to this. You're going to get sick of me saying it, is networking with other local business owners. Create a coupon book of some kind. One of the biggest things for a coupon book, and this is really hard for us because we can't do this, things need to be free. Free basket of apples, free tire change, whatever it is. Creating a coupon book and working with other local business owners is huge. This is a way to incorporate, painters and stuff like that to your business. Hey, free front door painting, right? Whatever it may be, it's a great way to do that. And then you just create, once again, a network of local business owners who have the ability to support each other. All right, coffee shop office. Anybody ever worked out of a coffee shop before? I love this one. Okay. Xavier has, a few other hands went up. So if you went to a coffee shop and you made a sign and that sign said, come talk to me about solar and I'll buy your coffee. Do you think you'd have some people come talk to you? Right? Maybe put a star, limit 1 cup, black coffee only. Don't do it at Starbucks with $19 drinks. Right? But if you went ahead and did that and you said, hey, come talk to me about solar and I'll buy your coffee. Do you think you get some people that come and talk to you? Okay, well, what's our average commission, right? $6,000 to $8,000. Okay, if you spend $50 in coffee because you bought 5 or 6 people some coffee, is it worth it? Are you going to probably close one of those 5 people? Yeah, you probably will. And so that makes that entire day worth it. If you work from home a lot, like I do, okay, this is my home office, it gets very limiting to having those conversations with people in your local community. Now I get it. All of us want to work remotely. We all want that thing where leads are just dropping into our CRM magically. But here's the thing. that doesn't necessarily happen until you've really established your business, or if you decide to buy a lot of leads from people, which I think is a terrible, terrible way to generate business. I think there's much better ways that are much more cost effective. And so having a coffee shop office and really displaying that, I'm not doing it today, but wearing a shirt that says, talk to me about real estate and solar while you're there. Huge, huge thing to do. I posted a picture in Power Pioneers of me wearing a Power hat and a Power shirt. And I had 3 people that day just say, hey man, what's up with this net metering stuff in California? Random people like the store approaching me because they saw that my stuff said solar on it. And so I'm probably going to burn my entire wardrobe to the ground, and I'm just going to get a whole bunch of stuff that says, talk to me about real estate on the front and talk to me about solar on the back. And that's going to be what I wear every single day because it just makes sense. We can be truly walking billboards, and utilize yourself for that. All right. New construction homes. Everybody on here, who knows, all right. Who knows who Jordan Shaw is? Everybody does, right? Okay. Everybody knows who Jordan is. Jordan is known as the expansion king. We, in our area, we have just, hundreds of new builds with, tens of thousands of houses. The problem is all of those new builds, they did not put enough solar on the houses. And so Jordan gets a lot of his business from new builds, houses that were built in the last really 3 years in California, because they mandated that solar had to be on all their houses. And so all these houses need expansion systems. Well, if that person just bought a house, or maybe they bought a house a year ago, who are they might go talk to? Might they go to that front office, the sales office, the salesperson that recommended them to buy the house? Maybe. Before I got into solar, I had a lot of my real estate clients ask me, Zach, who do you recommend for solar? And my response was nobody, because I didn't have any solar people I trusted. And so this is a great way to get business. Make friends with the new home sales reps, and then you could also sign them up as what? Ambassadors. And then they get $1,000, and now they have a vested interest. Is there a ton of money in expansion systems? No, they're going to be smaller system sizes, but it's a great way to get referrals, right? It's a great way to get referrals, and that's kind of the idea. And then the last thing that I chose for today was to teach a class. This can be taught a myriad of ways. You could teach a class, record it, put it on YouTube. You could teach a class locally. Sometimes teaching something like why you shouldn't go solar is a great way, right? Teach that way, and then it's going to attract people. Looking at the the sales response of, well, should we go solar? Well, I don't know. It might not even be right for you. Let's take a look. So teaching the class the ins and outs of solar, solar explained for dummies, making it fun, making it exciting, teaching this. Once again, pairing with a local business, you could teach this at a local brewery, and provide pizza or something like that, provide a couple pitchers of beer, getting out there in your local community and truly becoming an expert. We, at the end of the day, are helping people to buy a major product. We're helping them buy something between $30,000 and $100,000 usually. And when they're making a huge decision, it's important that we are the expert. People spend more time talking to car salesmen and buying a car than they do with us. Think about that. And they're usually going to keep that car a couple of years, 2 to 3 years. And we as solar people, sometimes we only talk to people for an hour, if that, before they're making that huge financial decision. And so being that expert helps you get third-party validation from other people, and you'll get more referrals. For those that don't know, third-party validation is somebody else saying, hey, Zach is definitely the guy that you want to talk to. It's people referring you is really what it comes down to. So sliding in a little under time, left some time for questions today. And so who's got some questions? Is there anything that anybody wants to role play or they didn't understand? I hope this was good. Like I said, I will have a lot more videos. There's 90 other videos to go in this series, and it will all be on my YouTube channel. So any questions, throw it in the chat. I think people can probably unmute. I'm not sure if they can. I will kill the screen share now. And that's what I got for today. No questions. Nobody? Deanna just got into the waiting room. A little late. All right. Well, I appreciate it. I don't know where JC's at. He's on here somewhere. JC.
Hey, Zach. Thank you very much, brother. Incredible job. And feel free to put it in the chat if you guys are able to, if you guys have any questions. I know that what I did, I think here's what happened, Zach. I muted everybody, and I'm driving right now. I muted everybody because last time a troll came on, it was just sharing a bunch of stuff. And so anyways, once you started training, I wanted to make sure I mute everybody and stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions, put it in the chat. But other than that, Zach, I got a lot of value from it. Thank you so much, brother. Okay, here comes the questions in the chat.
Go for it, Victor. Doug, that's huge. Hold on. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know if I can unmute people or not.
I think people can unmute themselves now.
Hello, Zach.
Yeah, go for it.
HOA and.
Bro.
I think you're right.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
Go ahead, Victor.
Okay. Yeah. So you got all these best ways. You're not saying go out and do all these. What you're saying is pick 2 to 3, maybe 4,
Yes.
and master them. Correct? Because you don't
100%
want to
Victor.
try to. Yeah. Okay.
100%. So here's the thing is 60% of your lead generation hours need to be spent on a primary lead generation source, whatever that is. Okay. For me, for real estate, that's open houses. Okay. Open houses and sphere of influence. When I was first starting my business, my real estate business, I worked 7 days a week with like 14 different lead generation strategies. And I worked 7 days a week for a year straight. I have a divorce to prove that. Okay. And so you need to make sure that you are focused on a primary source. And then you have 2 ancillary sources so a secondary and a tertiary lead generation system in case your first one dries up. But you really want 3 to 4 primaries that you are truly, truly, truly an expert in. Doug, I love that. Like Doug said, how many people ask for 20 referrals at the solar close? So I would challenge that, Doug. It shouldn't just be at the close. When you are doing your value proposition, when you're doing your presentation, it is okay to say to people, hey, by the way, are you okay with me asking you 2 or 3 times during this process for referrals? Because that is how I get most of my business. It is 100% okay to ask somebody that, and definitely prep them that you're going to ask them for referrals from the very beginning. Saeed, did you have something, brother? You're muted. Oh, Saeed, you're muted. You gotta unmute yourself.
Hey, Zachary. I'm a real estate agent, and also I just joined with Jesse. I'm trying to finish my certification. My question is, why you doing two careers at the same time, real estate and solar?
Because it just makes sense. Because they go hand in hand with each other, and it's not hard to handle both. Quite frankly, I'm established enough in my real estate business that it's very, very easy. Most of my real estate stuff is referral based at this point, and I'm having conversations with homeowners regardless, right? If you look at Best Buy sells tons of product, right? I can go from one side of Best Buy and sell computers, or I can sell TVs. And so it's no different for me. Solar is incredibly easy to sell. This is not something that you need a degree in engineering in to sell. And so it just makes sense for me, since I'm already talking to homeowners, to be able to take care of them on multiple products.
Okay.
Yeah. Felix, any guarantee on the system? I mean, we have a 30-year warranty with Powur. That's a different conversation though. Anybody else? Any questions?
Phenomenal, brother.
Thank
One
you
of
very
the
much.
best trainings I've seen.
Thanks, buddy. Cool. Well, if there's nothing else, I think that we'll probably kill it for today. I know JC's in the car now. Well, I appreciate everybody being on. If you got questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm pretty easy to find. I put my YouTube channel in the chat for anybody that wants to watch those videos. And I appreciate everybody being on. And, you guys are the tip of the iceberg. You're the ones that are really showing up on Mondays and doing these trainings. Remember, 10% of entrepreneurs are successful for a reason. It's the 10% that show up and treat this like a business, that treat yourself like a CEO. So kick some ass this week, get some stuff under contract for my team that's on here. Appreciate all of you showing up today. And I see all of you on here. So kick some ass, and I will talk to you all soon.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Zach.